Hey, Storypillar friends, it's me, Meg. As we make plans for Storypillar's 4th season, we'd love to hear what you think about our silly Storytastic show. Grown-ups, round up any Storypillar fans you can find and head to storypillar.com to take our listener feedback survey. Tell us what you love, what you think we should change up, and help shape our first steps into 2025. As always, thanks for listening.
Okay, ready for the show?
Hey, Storypillar friends, it's me, Meg. And everyone's favorite feather-tastic giant chicken, Sparky. Sneak and Bean are back at school, but Sparky had a random day off from Chicken Garden today, so she gets to help me out with this week's story sip. As you probably know, while we're on winter break, we're replaying some of your favorite stories from Season 3 each Monday we're away. Think of it as an extra chocolatey, delish-tastic sip of Storypillar to tide your ears over until Season 4. No, we're not actually pouring hot chocolate in our ears, Sparky. It's just a cute metaphor. Okay, got your very own cup of extra wormy hot chocolate ready? And your coconut snowflake-flavored gummy centipedes? Okay, looks like we're ready for Friends Are Not Sweaters from full episode 3.1. Here we go.
Friends Are Not Sweaters by Meg Lewis, adapted from The Wife Who Loved Butter, a Mongolian folktale. Well, fancy meeting you here, little lady, Qara snorted at the sharp beak and wide caramel eyes peeking at her through a tangle of yak fur. There was a riot of cinnamon and gold as the magnificent eagle her grandfather had given her on her 10th birthday pumped his wings and doffed an imaginary cowboy hat. Looks like you lassoed up some fine-looking grub, if you don't mind me saying so, ma'am. Ew, Altan, it's literally poop. Ugh. Qara wrinkled her nose and tugged her long dark braid out of the wind's greedy fingers. She scraped another flaky brown clump off the ground and tossed it into the nearly full basket with a grimace. Ugh, yuck. And you're not a cowboy. What kind of fiddle-faddle is that? Altan leaned over the woolly back of an animal the same size and shape as the abominable snowman. Now you looky here, ma'am, you're fixin' to rumble with the wrong rattlesnake. Quit it, Altan. Qara rolled her eyes, then scratched behind her favorite yak's curved horn. Ew, Moon, gross, she giggled as the shaggy creature snorted a fine mist of boogers directly into her eyeballs before attempting to eat her ear. Besides, Altan, you're a bird. You're not even supposed to, talk. Well, now, ma'am, all animals can talk. You can't blame this here cowboy if you're the only one fixin' to listen. Altan flashed her a beaky smile. Lucky me? She frowned up at the heavy gray clouds barreling towards them. Anyway, we're not gonna beat the snow if we don't leave, right now. Go home? Have you lost your lassos? Altan threw open his wings and leapt onto a gust of wind. We've still got stallions to rope, mustangs to wrangle, a whole wild blue. His eyes flicked to the wispy steppe grass dancing frantically around them. Brown yonder to explore. He shot past a stray cloud, dipping and twirling as if atop the world's fiercest bucking bronco. Yee-haw! Let's ride! I'm serious, Altan! Qara watched a snowflake land on Moon's ear and scanned the bumpy hills for the smooth round dome of her grandfather's gare. We weren't even supposed to go anywhere, and now I can't even see our house. She heaved the basket of yak dung, even with the weather-beaten saddle. Yippee-ki-yay! I'm a cowboy! Hey, a little help? Well, now hold your horseshoes, partner. Altan whooshed down next to her, eyes bright and smelling of unshed snowflakes, then bent to secure the strap with his black-tipped beak. He winked. Much obliged, ma'am. Ugh, stop that. We've gotta go, like now. Do you want to miss New Year's? Her stomach growled, and she could practically taste the warm milk and plump little dumplings her grandmother was likely already preparing. Miss New Year's? You've gone plumb coyote crazy. Altan hopped onto Moon's shoulder, instantly sinking to his chest feathers in fluff. Nothing keeps a half-starved cowboy eagle from his grub. Not even a... An earthquake-inducing sneeze exploded beneath his talons, pitching him face first into the very full dung basket. Ew, 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 ew. Get it off. Ew. Qara grinned at her wildly flapping friend and reached for the yak's halter. Come on, Mooney. She tugged Moon into a slow gambol towards home. Come on, Eagle Eye Jones. I think them ponies are gonna have to wait for another sunrise. Galloping, go for guts. Altan perched on the rocking saddle and did his best to sweep the dried poop flakes out of his eyeballs. Well, giddy up then. Let's ride. Come on, little moonbeam. Not too much farther, I hope. Qara bent into a gust of wind as solid as a wall and eyed the whirlwind of flurries quickly turning the sky a fierce, blinding white. Hey, old hoss, looky here. Altan's face sprouted from just below Moon's left shoulder. I can't feel a darn tootin' thing from way down here. She turned and dove, instantly swallowed whole by a cloud of fur. Altan, get out of there. Moon is not a sweater. You got that right, partner? More like a giant walking yak jacket. Ha ha! Seriously, get out. Why should Moon have to... Oh! Her boots connected with something solid, and she bent to study a small, trembling fox. Aww, poor little critter. Feathers tickled her ear as Altan peered out of his woolly hideout, then flung his wings wide. Well, you're in luck, little pup. There's plenty of room in this here moon cocoon. No, Altan, she's already, lugging you. Qara lifted the terrified animal and eyed Moon, who despite the howling blizzard was happily licking snowflakes off her own nose. I mean, it's not very big. Qara laid the half-frozen bundle under Altan's wing, then leaned close to the yak's frost-tipped ear. You don't mind, do you, girl? She whispered, then whirled and glared. Just don't eat it, okay? Eat it? It's nothing but road-killing cactus jerky for a real cowboy. Now, point those hairy hoos toward the sunset and let's ride. Giddy up! Qara closed her eyes. She blew out a breath and set off once more. Come on. Into what felt like the snowstorm of doom. After hours of dodging the icy needles stabbing down from the sky, Qara was convinced her face might actually fall off. Whoa, girl. She pulled Moon to a stop and crouched, panting like a racehorse and hiding from the wind. Suddenly, a pitiful bleat cut through the storm. Ah! It's the headless horse howler of haunted Hooligan Rock! The fox squeaked in alarm as Altan clamped his wings around it and burrowed deeper into their cozy nest. I'm pretty sure it has a head. Qara dropped to all fours and scooted over the frigid rocks as the noise came again. Oh! Her nose slammed into a stubby black antler, and she fell back in surprise, digging furiously with her mittens at the squeaking mound of snow. Did it eat your face? Baby antelopes don't eat faces. Oh. She pressed the fawn against her chest and scuttled back toward shelter. You can ride with me. But before she could even unzip her coat, two wings snatched the animal right out of her arms. Well, howdy there, half-pint. There was a scramble of talons as Altan plopped the newcomer next to the fox, contentedly licking the ice from its paws. Altan... Qara held her breath as Moon shifted the extra weight and leaned precariously to one side like a fluffy, half-melted scoop of ice cream. See? What'd I tell you? There's a whole bootload of room under this full moon. He spat out a mouthful of foxtail and pushed an antelope horn out of his wing pit. You'd better hope so? Qara took her place next to Moon's ice-coated horns. Come on, girl. For the first time, wondering if they would actually ever make it home.
Well, slap my spurs and call me Bessie.
Altan's head poked up from Moon's back like a feathery periscope.
Home, sweet home, everybody. Woohoo!
What are you talking about? Qara squinted through the relentless snowflakes at what appeared to be her grandfather's fence. Her heart leapt. She stopped and studied the clump of snow crowning the nearest rail. I don't think this is a
Whoa!
She landed hard on her bottom as the post unfurled its neck and opened its eyes.
What? How?
She gawped at the line of white-naped cranes coming into focus, long legs frozen stiff and quivering with fatigue. Poor things. I wish we could take you with us, but
Easy as cake on a corn cob. We'll just move this over here.
Altan's bunkmates snorted in their sleep as he scooped out a fresh fur tunnel and turned toward Qara with open wings.
There, all aboard the Wild West Express Nest.
Qara tried to imagine cramming 12 human-sized birds into her exhausted friend.
No, Altan.
She sank onto her heels and felt Moon, who looked like a giant fuzzy snowball with legs, sit firmly down next to her.
Come on now, it's just a little snow, right?
He cautiously poked a wing out of his toasty den, then snapped it back like a rubber band as a blast of flurries instantly frosted it white.
Look around, Altan. We can't. She can't.
Moon curled her body into a shaggy horseshoe, and Qara huddled closer.
All we can do is sit here and wait for Grandfather to find us.
We don't have a choice. Altan eyed the blizzard shrieking around them, its size and ferocity actually registering for the first time.
Holy yak crackers.
He gulped, dropped his eyes to the weary animal who had so willingly shielded him from the storm, and reached a grateful pat through the layers of matted fur.
Welp, old Eagle-Eye Jones got you into this here kerfuffle, and I'll be a roadrunner's lunch if I can't get you out of it.
There was a loud creak and the unmistakable plop of frozen yak droppings.
Yee-haw!
Qara gasped as Altan whooshed past.
Woo-hoo!
The upturned dung basket flung over his head, only partially shielding him from the wind.
Sit tight, partner. This here cowboy's gonna rope you a rescue. Giddy up. Let's ride. Wow! Frozen fart feathers.
Qara giggled softly and watched her brave friend careen out of sight.
You know, I think he just might make it. Cold, 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 cold. 1,094, 1,095, 1,096.
Qara paused her counting just long enough to knock the icicles from Moon's chin. She scoured the shimmering hillsides, relieved she could actually see more than 3 feet in front of her, and held her breath. The storm had finally given up its tantrum, but there was no triumphant screech, no golden flash of wings, just empty, non-eagle, cowboy-filled snow. Her heart sank to the blocks of ice that used to be her toes, but she forced a smile and leaned against Moon's side.
Hold on there, partner.
She shuffled a pointy beak away from the fox dozing in her lap.
Eagle Eye's coming for ya. Sure as a sunburn on a scorpion?
Qara swung an imaginary lasso high above her head.
Giddy up, let's ride. Giddy up, let's ride.
Qara jumped at the sudden echo.
Wait, what? Eagle Eye? I mean Altan?
Yeehaw!
Her jaw dropped open as Moon bellowed an ecstatic welcome to the proud, half-frozen eagle bouncing triumphantly toward them atop a shaggy step pony.
Fancy meeting you here, little lady.
Altan winked, then yelped. As Qara leapt up and crushed him to her chest.
I can't believe you made it. Like, somehow actually made it.
She tucked the shivering bird into her coat and giggled as he wriggled and gasped and burrowed into her armpit. Almost didn't. A low chuckle rumbled from under her grandfather's fur collar. Frozen solid and croaking like a sick camel when it came crashing through the roof. Can't quite hear him the way you do, little Cloud, but I figured you could probably do with some help. He bent to dig Moon's harness strap out of the snow.
Heckling coyotes, I nearly forgot.
Altan disappeared into the sturdy cart where Qara's grandfather was settling the first of their rescued passengers, then fluttered back, a brilliant blue scarf cascading from his beak.
Thank you kindly, Moony Toony.
You're the true hero. He wrapped his gift around the massive yak's shoulders and planted a kiss on her nose. Moon immediately snorted a stream of drool into his open beak.
It's a yak attack!
Altan shot off to safety, majestic wings shining like true gold as the sun peeked past the few remaining snow clouds.
Hey, look!
Qara laughed and nodded at the sunrise.
Happy New Year! Well, you can call me a lizard's uncle. Would you look at that?
Altan settled himself on her shoulder and grinned.
Happy New Year, partner.
Here's to good friends and warm sweaters. She narrowed her eyes and poked the tuft of feathers tickling her ear. But, not friends who are sweaters?
Yeehaw, you said it, partner.
Altan raised a wing and threw another kiss Moon's way. Now, giddy up. Let's ride. The end.
So, what did you think, Sparky? Oh, you're going to knit a sweater for Moon? Oh, using Sneak's dental floss collection? Oh, well, that should be interesting. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this week's Story Sip. Grown-ups, if you and your kids had fun riding around on woolly-tastic animals with us today, please send this Story Sip to someone else who might enjoy listening. Simply open this episode in Apple Podcasts or Spotify, tap on the 3 dots to the right of the title, and select Share. That's it! Don't forget to visit our Ko-fi page to make a donation and support more fantastic episodes of Storypillar. And head to storypillar.com to take our listener feedback survey and tell us what you think about our silly, story-tastic show. We'd love to hear your thoughts as we make plans for Season 4. Okay, I think that's it, Sparky. Thanks for taking another listen to Friends Are Not Sweaters with us today. We'll see you back here next Monday for another Story Sip. Bye! Have a good week!